Booze and the Dudes.
Hey, everybody.
This is we're doing an MMA review and maybe talk shit. For some random shit that happened throughout the week.
Yeah.
But fresh off my birthday, thank you for everybody that was on Facebook and wished me a happy birthday, man. There's like more strangers, I honestly think
cool.
that wished me a happy birthday than my actual fucking family. That was the funniest shit. There's like random people like, oh, hey, man, thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But yeah, so we're gonna go over the the card because at my party we did have the fights going on, and I'm here with SG.
Hey, everybody.
And we're going to kind of go over the fights and see exactly, who won and what we think of the fights, and, we can go from there. Let's start, because, like I said, I seen a bunch of the prelims, and there was really, it was a good card, except for the fight we're going to talk about coming up. But it was a good card, but honestly, I
was still mad that the Holloway fight didn't happen. That would have been a better prelude into it before the Lewis fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh no, he got a performance of the night too.
Yeah, well, there was people. That's the thing. There's only 4 fighters that got performance of the night. No one got fight in the night. Fight of the night should have been at the end though. Maybe, but it ended so in the first round, so maybe that's why I didn't get it.
I would have gave it to this actually. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I heard that this fight right here
that was badass.
Felder versus Perry.
In the beginning.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
so this probably, really in my opinion, should probably been fight of the night, right?
I don't know, man.
Wasn't good.
Chesso was really good too. Oh, Roundtree just embarrassed that dude. Yeah.
All right, so
but that was a good fight. Pettis needed it.
Mike Chiesa versus Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis really needed it. Yeah. He needed this win.
Oh, wait, he hasn't had a win in 3 or 4 fights or something.
Fucking forever. So I thought for sure that Mike Chiesa was gonna win
and he had it the first round. He was on it, man. But,
yeah.
Now Anthony came back, especially once it went to the ground.
I guess in the pre-fights, this happened, and I didn't see it.
Yeah, that was cool.
Was Uriah Hall? You watched this?
Yeah, with your mom real quick, because she was all about it. She was like, "Look at those guys."
Oh, okay. Yeah, Paulo Costa. I don't know too much about him.
Supposedly he's badass.
It's like a shredded Ricky Martin.
Yeah.
Versus Uriah Hall.
Who's badass too? Uriah Hall's no.
And I don't know, man. Uriah Hall really needs a win. He lost in this one too. But I thought he won because Dana White was all, hey, yeah, Uriah Hall came back and he's fucking doing good.
It was a good fight.
So I don't know. If it wasn't too good, if it ended in a TKO victory.
Yeah, round 2 though.
Really, it was round 2. Oh yeah, it was round 2.
Yeah.
No, okay, maybe. I'll stop talking shit.
That one was cool. Saka, it was weird because they kept hyping up that guy Saki and
Saki.
We look at his record; he was 1-1, and I was like, "Why are they hyping him up?" Yeah, and Roundtree just jacked him.
Oh shit!
But Roundtree looked great. Look at the comparison of his. That dude looks like he just got out yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Saki looked like he just got out of a buffet.
Yeah, I work
he looks
out
like
sometimes.
Me. It was a dad bod.
I'll lift sometimes.
Yeah, it's a dad bod. Speaking of dad, so I picked up my son today, Brandon, and he said, "Dad."
He's a grown ass kid though, dude.
He said, "Dad, I'm helping out the homeless." Did you see that shit? It was a flash right now. I don't know what that was. He said, "Dad, I'm helping out the homeless." I said, "Yeah, you're helping out the homeless?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "How?" He said, "I threw that penny on the ground." I said, "What the fuck?" I was cracking up. And then he threw another penny on the ground. He's like, "I'm just helping the homeless.
Just helping them out.
I'm just helping them out." Where does he get this shit at, dude? Yeah, because of some
way
original
more polite
shit.
than you, bro.
I know, right? Way more polite. Back in my days, man, we used to chuck change at the homeless. In fact, it's the same homeless people that live in San Bernardino. See, if you go, when I was a kid, when I first met Jesse, and I lived in San Bernardino, as a kid, I would see all these homeless people and these hookers. And you'll still see the same homeless people and hookers that you did from 20 years ago.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
They only know the thing, man. That's
Dude, from 20 fucking years ago, you're seeing the same hooker. We had this hooker named, me and Rich named her Coffee and Piss. Her name was Coffee and Piss because we named her Coffee and Piss because she would always hang around the liquor store and she looked like she pissed herself. So Coffee, from the donut shop, and then Piss because she pissed herself.
And looked like
so one time we were driving past her and then she was like, "Yeah, I thought it was famous. I was gonna make it big." And then it was all, and then I shit you not, she turned to my car, my windows down, and it was all your fault. I said, "Oh, shit!" And then I just hauled ass down the street. That shit was hilarious, bro. You need to ask Rich about that shit. It was so fucking funny. I said, "What the fuck?"
And then you took it away from me.
Yeah. She said, "I was famous. I could have done anything in life, and it was all your fault." And I said, "Oh, fuck. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here right now, Rich."
But one of my aunts just came back from Tucson, and that's what she said. She hasn't been out here in like at least 6 years, if not more. And she's like, "Hey, I noticed it right out the bat." And we're like, "What's that?" She's like, "It's a lot dirtier, and there's a lot more homeless people out." I'm like, "Oh yeah." Actually, I think it's like not that bad right now because it's summer. But I mean, for the last 4 years, it's been getting fucking crazy.
Yeah. So, no, that's the same thing. My mom was down here to help me get my car because basically it was like $100 and some odd dollars cheaper to get my brakes fixed in in East, in the ghettoest part of San Bernardino than it was in at a dealership. So we were cruising down the street in my 6'4". Anyways, and, we were cruising down the street and she said, "What the fuck?" And there was a bunch of like homeless people, bums, hookers, all types of shit walking up down the street. She's like, "Man, it's really bad here." I'm like, "Yeah, you used to live here 20 fucking years ago."
Yeah, but it's way worse. Like
it's way worse.
Every time I ever catch myself by that old spot, like where your guys' old place was, on that main, or especially on East Street, like, fuck, dude, it's just wow.
Dude, it's so hood. It's so fucking hood. But I think what the jails are doing now, honestly, I think what I heard, the inside is they're dropping everybody off in Victorville. That town is getting. Well, that's the thing. They're building new buildings there, and they're section, it's Section 8, and it's
it had to, because
it's halfway housing.
Victorville kind of failed on the whole thing. Like it kind of bought. Well, you were around for all that. Like in the last 10 years, they started building new homes and everything, so it got like crazy popular. But after a while, people were like, "Yeah, you know what? I don't want to live in the sun all the fucking time." And like, there's really nothing to do up there. Like they've been building a lot, but it's really fucking boring up there. And,
I used to work up there.
People were selling their houses, and like they're still getting money for it. That's what's crazy. Because to me, what tripped me out about it was that, like, my house is worth maybe a 2-story up there, but I don't want to fucking live up there.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. That place is ghetto. So when I was up there, when I was working out there, I stopped at a lady's house, and she I went inside her house. She thought she had bed bugs, so I'm checking for bed bugs, and I'm going to enter her house, right? And I shit you not. So I get to the door, and she has surveillance at the door. She's like, "Hey, who is it?" I said, "This is it's Chuck. I'm the exterminator." "Okay. All right, come in." And you heard like fucking 4 locks come undone. Okay, so I get in, right? She's like, "Well, all right, go upstairs, and look for bed bugs." I'm looking for bed bugs. I'm checking. Dude, I see like 8 guns. I shit you not. I'm like, "Oh,
like rifles?"
Shit, like rifles, handguns.
Oh, shit.
I've seen everything except for a grenade.
Okay, when you walked in, though, did you see photos of like a husband too, or was it
just her?
Oh, shit.
Just her. So
That's
I'm going up.
Cool, though. That means she knows
I'm
what
going
she's
in
doing.
the attic, right? And then I see a gun hidden in the attic too, and I was like, "Shit, I gotta get the fuck out. I gotta get the fuck out of here."
50s, 60s?
No.
Oh, young?
No, young, in her 20s, late 20s.
She's badass, dude.
So she's like, "Hey, you kind of cute."
Ex-military. Oh yeah,
she said,
fucking on it.
You're kind of cute. I said, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna ignore that." I said, She said, "Hey, I said you're kind of cute." I said, oh, hey, thanks.
Let's don't avoid the subject.
I said, "Oh, thank you." She's like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Fuck, I gotta go." And then she's like, "All right." So I was like, "Yeah, I don't see no bed bugs here." And then I leave, and she calls. She said, "Hey, you didn't check this so-and-so bed." I was like, "Well, if you had them, I would have seen them when I was there." I got to go. I gots to go.
Does she look like she could be a military chick?
She looked like she could be in a gang.
Oh, thug.
Yeah, she was a thug.
Oh, okay. Fucking A, man.
She was a thug. Anyways.
That's kind of cool.
It's crazy, man.
Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't stay with that chick.
Fuck no. So, Mike Chiesa.
To me, that was my favorite fight.
That was good, man.
Yeah, that was really good. I know you saw it.
Hands out into Anthony Pettis.
Yeah, he deserved to stay, like I said. And hey, Jason fucking, he still should be in there. But yeah, it's a badass fight, dude.
So Felder versus Mike Perry.
Yeah, Felder had Perry for like the first round and a half. I think he jacked up. Oh, they had a headbutt early in the first round.
I seen Mike Perry's face.
Yeah, it was just good,
dude. He was getting all.
And then by the end, he came back and he got Felder and had him up against the cage, and kind of rocked him standing and shit. And then they just went all 3 rounds.
Fuck.
Yeah, he won overall on points. I would have gave it to him 2 rounds or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a badass fight though, dude.
It was tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch it, but I wish I did. So next was Francis Ngannou versus Derek Lewis, which is supposedly the worst fight of the year.
Yeah, probably more so than...
So let's read the statistics. Total strikes, 11 strikes.
From Francis.
Francis the striker.
The heavy striker.
And Derek Lewis, 20 strikes. 20. What the fuck? 0 takedowns.
Yeah, they never...
0 submission attempts.
They attempted takedowns.
They shouldn't have got paid.
Yeah. And what's fucked up is that this fight was right before the main event. Like, don't get me wrong, Max Holloway would have been after this, but... Max
Holloway versus a broom would have been more entertaining than this fight. This fight was... I was looking forward to this fight. I thought this was going to be a fight of the night.
Nah. I thought it was going to be a quick knockout.
They hyped us up, too.
Yeah, but that's
they said, this is the fight you want to watch. That's what Derek Lewis said. He said, this is the fight
because he called
you're
him
paying
out.
To watch.
Derek
and I called
Lewis,
him out. Yeah, he called him out.
Derek Lewis did what I said was going to happen. He was going to counter. He just never had a chance to counter.
Yeah.
The best is the fucking ref comes in twice. It was like, hey, you guys gotta start fighting or else I'm gonna deduct points.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He stopped and said, listen, you motherfuckers, you guys are getting a check, right? You getting paid to be here? Yeah, we're getting paid.
Yeah, you're not getting paid to
you better start fucking fighting because that's what we pay you to do. Thank God for Herb Dean. That was such a boring fucking fuckfest. Pissed me off. Damn, they got these fucking fights to a fucking... Why do they need referees if they got stats like this?
That's what I mean. It's kind of weird.
Isn't that weird? It could be literally like a fucking video game. Well, I mean, I don't know. You only hit him fucking 11 times. I don't think you won the fight.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Like, the only thing the observers are for, like the extra refs, are to distinguish between total strikes and significant strikes. Like, they're more like, that's a significant one.
Listen, Jess, I'm going to give you $500,000 to throw only 11 punches in 15 minutes. Can you do it? Yeah, oh, fuck yeah, I could do it.
Yeah.
Punch me in the dick?
I don't know if I could do it against Francis.
Yeah, no, in that fight he could. He wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, in that fight.
He was doing shit. I was boring as fuck. Fuck those guys. Main event.
Dude, I was so pissed. But yeah, it turned out good.
Stipe versus really Cormier. So I think we both predicted Stipe and then fucking Cormier, man.
Dude.
You can't count him out.
They got out of a clinch and he just happened to catch him, threw a random right hook. Or no, right uppercut. Caught Stipe. Stipe got dropped.
Well, do you know what he said? Okay, this is what he said during the press conference. He says, listen, I'm going to give you advice, Stipe. He said, you're a great fighter, but what happened was every time you come back from the clinch and the ground, your hands are down. Every single time. I've studied it, and every time you're in the clinch, you come back with your hands down.
So
you don't put your hands up. He's and all I did was slip that punch in, and as we said, as a friend, I'm telling you this. So that was pretty tight. But fuck, dude. So and then Brock Lesnar storms that. And here's the thing, dude. Everyone's so pissed, like, oh, WWE shit. Let me tell you something. Like, oh, it's WWE shit's money.
Good.
It's gonna sell that fucking fight. And just like Chael Sonnen says on his podcast, is that, dude? It's at the end of the day, kicks and punches are not enough to sell a fight.
True.
They're just not enough. Yeah. Everyone, you throw kicks and punches at King of the Cage and might find better fights in King of the Cage.
True.
But it's production. It's entertainment.
And
why am I fighting this person?
Yeah.
Where's the hype? Yeah. Okay? So just like if me and Jesse were in the main event of a fight, why would you... Okay, well, they had a past and they were friends, but all of a sudden...
It could be like Jesse versus Chuck 3. But if our first two matches are fucking garbage, why are you going to go see it?
Exactly. So that's the thing. When kicks and punches are not enough, then you have to look, okay, championship, okay, they're both the best in the world. Okay, well, then there's a start. And then, but you got a guy like Brock who's he's a pro, and Cormier was basically, hey, get out here. Cormier was basically an amateur in that fucking ring, as far as he really loves wrestling, but he didn't know what to do with the mic. He was like, hey, because he was smiling too much, and he thought,
your ass too.
But here's the thing: he's seen a smile from Brock, but Brock's like, motherfucker.
Like,
so he pushes him halfway across the octagon. Dana White said that one of the Cormier's kids wanted to go after Brock. And so yeah, but that's what Brock does. That's why people watches his fights, because he's good. He's good. He's a big motherfucker, and he basically will sell the shit out of fights. You don't think that fucking fight's good? Yeah, it's a money fight. Yeah. And just like Daniel Cormier, Daniel Cormier got it. He got it. He basically said, that's why I'm only gonna fucking fight like guys like Brock, and I'm not gonna fucking fight what's his name, Gustafsson at light heavyweight unless he does something, because we fought before, and then we didn't make any money.
Yeah, and it's not going to.
Yeah, he's on. Why am I fucking? It's not. I'm only gonna make fights that make sense. Yeah, that's gonna pay him $1 million,
if not more. Yeah.
If not more, when he fights Brock, he got paid probably $600-700 after pay per view. He'll get close to $1 million of this.
Well, yeah,
he'll get probably a couple million.
Now he's a champ.
He'll get a couple million out of that Brock fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And that fight alone is gonna be tight. That's a tight fight because the size difference, and Brock's a wrestler, Cormier's a wrestler. He just got to beware of those punches.
It's just crazy, dude.
Sneak in that wizard. That's how he gets these guys in clinch.
Like, his kickboxing never really, I've seen him throw kicks and I've seen him throw punches, but I've never really seen him knock dudes out.
I think Cormier honestly is a better wrestler than Brock Lesnar, but Brock has just got size. He's just fucking huge.
Yeah, but still, like you said, it's
long limbs.
Division 1.
Fucking. No, Cormier's a fucking Olympic wrestler.
Yeah, that's on.
And Brock's NCAA.
Yeah, Division 1 though. At least
Division 1.
That.
Yeah, no, he's a great wrestler. But he's a big fuck.
True. Plus on top of it, dude, Brock looked healthy. He looked small. He didn't look fat.
Yeah.
Big. He looked fucking nice.
Dude, he looked
lean
good
as shit.
Yeah, he looked good. Yeah, and I thought for sure that everyone said it, that Cormier looked out of shape. That's why.
Yeah, because of how he kind of looked heavy.
That was going to be the death.
But that's how
him.
he looked in Strikeforce, though, too. He kind of did look kind of like a chunk.
Just like he said. That's what I walk around
that's
on.
His
245. He's on, and I'm struggling making that weight. It's just I got used to training that with that extra weight. And after I got used
cut to fucking
after I got used to training, then I was off to the races. That's how I went. I was okay, shit. But I counted him out until that last minute.
This? Let's say DC stays in the top. Let's say Brock beats him, championship changes in the next few years. He gets it back. Jones comes back, and Kane comes back.
Well, here's the scenario. Here's what I think's gonna happen. Okay, so Brock. Let's explain the scenarios. So you got Cormier versus Brock. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, say for instance, Brock wins. Brock will take that title, and he'll face Stipe.
Yeah.
That will be the next fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's number 1.
Exactly. So if Cormier wins, which I'm sure Cormier is going to win that fight, Cormier will take on. Will probably fight. I'm going to say probably honestly, I think John Jones is a strong possibility. Maybe Stipe again.
Yeah, but I don't know, because if you already had DC fight somebody and Stipe hasn't fought a fight yet.
Yeah, but he won't have to, because like I said, it'll be close to a year past. It'll be enough time for Stipe. Stipe will climb back in there. They'll give him a title shot. There's no one that beats Stipe. True. He'll make a strong fucking thing that say, hey, listen, I haven't been beat. I've defended it the most. He'll be next.
But
they
still got to wait for the time between Brock.
Yeah, but Stipe's off. So and why I think he really lost that fight is because he's a firefighter, but also his unborn child. I think that he wasn't in the game. So honestly, I think that he, was basically had his mind somewhere else. Obviously, you have a kid on the way.
Yeah.
And say for you had to fight me. Would your mind be 100%?
Oh no, I'd be cautious as fuck a lot.
You'd be cautious as fuck, right?
Yeah.
And you just have too much to lose. So you have too much. And honestly, you have too much to lose. Cormier had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
He was already the champion.
All he had to do was win.
All he had to do was win.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's mindset, because you could be a badass martial artist. You can have fucking muscles and all that stuff, but you have to have the right mindset too. Yeah, your head, just in sales too. When you try to sell shit, I know I have a bad sales day. When the day starts shitty, and I'm like, oh fuck, well, my head's not right. I'm not going to sell anything. That's just life. You're not going to perform at your best if your mind is not right.
Yeah, because then you don't
anything you do,
and it shows, and everybody else sees it.
Absolutely. That concludes the MMA episode. Make sure you tune in this Sunday for our religious episode. Things get a little crazy. All right, that's Booze and the Dudes. See you next week.
I like to drink a lot of whiskey. I'm hanging out with dudes and the booze. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.